Hello, I have Louise from Sweden here. Hi, Louise.
Hi.
Could you tell me about the coronavirus situation in Sweden?
Yes. Um, Sweden is pretty closed down. We have lots of people dying, and there's more every day. So it's very serious. But yes, it's also quite boring. We stay home if we can. The companies are advised to let people work from home if they can, but um, of the people I know, I think more than half of them are still working at the office just as usual. And like in my husband's company, uh, they are only half of them are allowed at office at the same time. So they have um, to talk about who is going to be there and who's going to work from home and change. Um, yeah.
Okay, so does it mean that you can leave home normally unless you go to work or to buy food?
We can leave home. It's no problem. Um, we are recommended not to, but no, we are actually not. You can leave home as much as you want to, but um, companies are recommended to let people work from home. The shops are they are not allowed to have queues in them. So if you're going to buy some food, uh, the line has to be a 2 meter space between the people in the line.
Okay,
Um, and also at the restaurants, usually you go to pick the food yourself. In many lunch restaurants, it's very common you pick the food yourself from a lunch bar. But now you have to sit by the table and get served. And yes, it has to be at least 2 meter space between people.
so the restaurants aren't closed?
No, the restaurants are open if they can, but as long as they keep the lines, uh, lots of space in them.
So when you go to a restaurant, you can't just pick the food, but you need to stay there and eat it there?
You can pick the food with you, but
Okay,
you cannot. Uh, Usually, you go to the food bar in the middle and you pick the food on your plate yourself.
I
But
see.
now you have to get served. Uh, yes.
I see. Okay, so is there anything else that isn't closed, like the restaurants?
Yeah, the schools are open.
Schools
Uh,
are open?
yes, the schools are open. I think we might be one of few countries who has that, but schools are open and daycare for small children are open. Uh,
Okay.
yes, high
And what?
schools are closed and universities are closed, but schools for smaller children up to 15 are open. Yeah,
Okay. And people are okay with it? Aren't they worried?
they are worried, but well, the theory is that uh, a lot of people working in care uh, have children in school, which means if you put your children to home, then you have to be home and not working with taking care of people, or you give away the children to your parents, which means the parents will have the sick children instead. So the advice is that if you are up to 70, please try to carry on life as normal as you can. But if you're over 70 years old, you're not allowed to go out. You're not allowed to meet friends. You're not allowed to, You are allowed to go to the store because it's too hard to keep them from there, but it's very not recommended. It's recommended that you ask your neighbors to shop for you instead.
Hmm. And what about in some remote areas? Are there any services that could help people over 70 with their shopping?
Mm, we have the normal services. Um, I don't know what it's called. People who are visiting elderly people to help with the daily care is
Mhm.
still working. Um, but there are no extra services for this. Um, no,
Okay.
you're you're
When
supposed to ask your neighbors or your children or anyone else to shop for you, but not to meet you. So leave the food at the staircase.
I see. When you go outside, are you recommended to wear masks?
No,
Not at all.
we no. When I go shopping, I see a few people wearing masks, but not very many. And I see some people wearing gloves, but not that many. So, no. If you are below 70, you can pretty much carry on as usual, as the government say. But people tend um, to do things themselves instead. Um, the friends have limited how much we meet, and if we meet outside and stuff like that. But from the government, it's just recommendations, no regulations.
Hmm. What about when this outbreak started? Were there people panicking? Like, I heard news that in the US they were buying all of the toilet paper and stores were empty. Was anything like that happening in Sweden?
Yes, it was total chaos. Toilet paper. Toilet paper chaos. I have no idea what happened. But the first few weeks, I went to the store to buy some food, and toilet paper was all gone, and pasta and rice was all gone, and crushed tomatoes.
Oh,
But they didn't have a problem with the deliveries, so just a couple of days after, it was all back in the store. But for a couple of days or a week, it was total chaos, and especially the toilet paper.
and were people panicking in any other way or just buying a lot of toilet paper?
I think there was mostly buying and talking about buying stuff. Um, we still don't have enough um, masks and uh, to clean your hands
Hand
and stuff.
sanitizers.
Yes, those are still empty for people. Yeah, you cannot buy it in the store. Um, but the food supplies are back to normal, and toilet paper is back to normal.
Well, good. And can you tell which are the places where are more people infected with the virus? Is it mostly
Yes,
in big cities?
it's definitely most in Stockholm area. I think Stockholm area has half of the cases. Uh,
And anywhere
it's
else? Or the rest is like evenly spread?
I think the rest is pretty evenly spread, um, according to how many people live there. But Stockholm has the absolute highest number. And I also heard they have a problem with burying people because they you want to wait till the crisis is over um, so you can put the family together to bury them. But the the places where you keep die people, the cold rooms and so are full. So the government is going out saying, please bury your people. We need the spaces.
Hmm, I see.
Yeah.
Mhm. And are there any restrictions on traveling around Sweden?
Yes. You can, well, still not restrictions, but recommendations. We are not recommended to travel uh, to and from the main cities. So uh, now from Easter, we are recommended to stay where we are as much as possible, and especially not travel to Stockholm, from Stockholm to Gothenburg, or from Gothenburg. Uh, and there are restrictions about how many people can meet. We cannot be more than 50 people. And if you're a company, you get a fine for connecting too much people. You cannot have classes with more than 50 people and so on.
Mhm. And can you go abroad, or can people from abroad come to Sweden?
No, the borders are closed. We are not recommended not to go anywhere.
Mhm.
But you can come home if you are abroad
And you are Swedish.
when you're Swedish.
Thank you very much. Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Bye.
Bye.